fundamental rights comes under Article 12 to 35 and written in Part 3rd of Indian Constitution. There are 6 fundamental rights in our Indian Constitution. First, right to equality, Article 14 to 18. Second, right to freedom, Article 19 to 22. Third, right against exploitation, Article 23 to 24. Fourth, right to freedom of religion, Article 25 to 28. Fifth, cultural and educational rights, Article 29 to 30. Sixth and last, right to constitutional remedies, Article 32 to 35. Right to equality, Article 14 to 18. Article 14, equality before law and rule of law. Article 15, prohibition of discrimination on the ground of religion, race, caste, sex and place of birth. Article 16, equality of opportunity in matters of public employment. 17th, abolition of untouchability. 18th, abolition of titles. Next is right to freedom, Article 19 to 22. Article 19, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom of union, freedom of movement, freedom of residence and freedom of profession. Article 20, protection in respect of conviction of offences. Article 21, protection of life and personal liberty. Article 22, protection against arrest and detention in certain areas. Next is right against exploitation, Article 23 to 24. Article 23, prohibition of traffic in human beings and forced labours. 24, prohibition of employment of children in factories, etc. Next is right to freedom of religion comes under Article 25 to 28. Article 25 says freedom of conscience and free profession, practice and propagation. Article 26, freedom to manage religious affairs. Article 27, freedom as to payment of taxes for promotion of any particular religion. Article 28, freedom as to attendance at religious instructions or religious worship in certain educational institutions. Next is cultural and educational rights, Article 29 to 30. Article 29, protection of interest of minorities. Article 30, rights of minorities to establish and administer educational institutions. Now, last is right to constitutional remedies. It is the heart and soul of our constitution, means it is the most important part of our constitution. Article 32, remedies for enforcement of right conferred. Article 33, power of parliament to modify the rights conferred by this part in their application of forces, etc. Article 34, restriction on rights conferred by this part while martial law is in force in any area. Article 35, legislation to give effects to the provision of this part.